Hello, it's a very chill Wednesday. I'm going to be looking at, with the Manga deck, in case you're curious what the deck is that I'm using. That's Manga. It's a Japanese deck. I'm going to look at the gas ransomware bull hockey that's going around and that is putting much of the South and certain areas into complete pandemonium and basically a man-made created shortage, which I think is highly suspect. But we're going to take a look at that with this reading. All right, so I'm just going to, ash on there, sorry. So I'm just going to focus on that. Who is behind this and if they'll be held to account, because this stuff has got to stop. Nobody needs this in their life, and it's just more and more anxiety in life that people don't need. This is something that can be preventable, that can be prevented. We have to get our intelligence this way, as far as cyber intelligence, I think, much more up to date. I don't know. I'm sure Trump didn't help them at all during his 5 years of destruction, carnage. So I'm going to take a look at who is behind this and if they'll be held to account. Who is behind this ransomware, basically, attack on the Colonial pipeline? Is this like an inside job to somehow, I don't know. I just don't trust that industry at all. So let's just take a look. Who is behind this? Probably China. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a bead on who it is, an identity. Well, we get the card of the Hierophant covering this situation. And this deals with tradition. This also deals with rules, governments. People that, a source that can also delegate rules and uphold them, I feel like. So I'm feeling this could be like somebody connected to specific, on the behalf of a specific, potentially like a nation. There's like an identity that way. And I get the Page of Swords. And this is, I think, hacking on behalf of a more reputable, supposedly, I think, identity. This is them hiring people out to do that. Or this is them taking on established, quote-unquote, sources. That seems far more likely. We have the Pentacles, and the 7. And this, to me, is the ransomware. This is the giving them the money. They think, well, this is good source to hit up. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And the 5, yeah, it shows that they didn't have enough a defense. That there's the need for training or learning or better skills to fight off such attacks. And that gas company. Queen of Cups. And the 5 of Pentacles. And this is the artificial gas shortage, I think, and the disruption it puts in people's lives. Because they don't have, it's showing in the cards, they do not have this company, Colonial Pipeline. They don't have their security up to skill level that they need to. And this is creating an inconvenience into society that they're supposed to serve. They need to stop feeding themselves those fat paychecks and put more into their cybersecurity. It shows the Knight of Cups, and it shows them being held with the Eight of Swords. Okay, so, you can either be held because you don't have the resources to get you out, to have fought off our attack. Now you're going to pay for it. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, God, literally. And the Star. So this is, of course, going to get a lot of attention. It sets a change in motion also, a catalyst that I think for the future, so that if it happens again, they're not caught out in this situation that the way that they are. The Tower, it's going to show, it's showing their weakness. And the Nine of Swords shows how anxious they are, because this shows that their security, despite the fact that they're this big company, whatever, la-di-da-da, they haven't kept their security up. They haven't, they've gotten lazy, is what I get, and greedy. The Fool and the Devil. So they were an easy target, is what I'm shown, for criminality. But who is behind it? I do think it's another entity that I think is employing other people to do this. That's generally how it works anyway. But I think it's another country, potentially. It comes through another country. And they are putting these part of their intelligence to do this. And they get money for it. They feel like these are suckers. They haven't kept up they're just so easily preyed upon. And if you want to cause further disruption, all we need to do is look to the countries that don't like the United States and are wanting to create a lot of problems. That's Russia, China, who else? I'm sure there's a nice list. King of Swords. I feel like this is a man that might be looking at who did this or what went down. There is the Four of Pentacles. And so there is a desire for security here. So I do think that this is a man, and the Swords kind of carries with that kind of a cerebral, like cybersecurity and security in general. Keeping things secure, in my opinion, with this 4. Someone's going to look into that. Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands. I think that's a fire. Gasoline. Gasoline. Fluid and a fiery, it's flammable. There's the secrets. Things that are not known to the public. Ace of Coins. The ransomware. Like, who is doing this? Okay, gosh, Tarot, don't tell us what we already know. Tell us who it is. Queen of Swords and Queen of Coins. Well, definitely an identity. This person's got they're incorporating, using Bitcoin money, obviously, and then they're hacking and into places for it. I just feel like the tarot is just telling me what I already know. Page of Wands. And this, okay, here we have the criminality being looked at. This, and then they're looking at, I think, a retreat in activity or something along these levels. Something about to do with retreat or pull back. Perhaps to do with toying with the gasoline here itself. Who benefits? Seven of Cups. So there's some confusion here. Deliberate. It's always, to me, many times a smoke bomb, because there's a lot. Who could it be? Well, there's a number of choices who it could be, but I see a King of Coins behind it. This is an identity, I think, who has, I feel like, a nation's permission, if you will, to do what they're doing this way. And I feel like we have an adult, particular male, that is behind this, creating confusion and to who they are or their identity, or being able to establish it. So this is somebody that's, I think, wanting to, I feel like, also might be someone significant in the Bitcoin industry. Somebody may be wanting to get that up and going more, into main use. I'm not sure. But with those coins, we're definitely looking at a businessman, and I feel like someone that is well knowledged in commerce, and so this Bitcoin stuff comes in play. Somebody part of that scene, that Bitcoin scene, and I believe they're hired out by government, by a much greater authority than they can say no to do this work. And I don't think they half mind doing it. There's good pay in it. I think I'm being shown and pointed to, and particularly for the first time in all these cards, an adult male. Now there's the Queen of Coins and stuff, but I feel like it was definitely while there certainly could be women, of course, involved in this, but I really felt like those cards were being used to talk about with the cups and the fire, you know, gasoline, flammable, combustible fluid. Yeah, the magician. Okay, so we get the king of coins with the magician, who is pulling this off, overseeing it, masterminding it, and able to, I think, cover his tracks pretty well, or pull back from being held to account. It pulls back from activity one way or another. I think they're good, so that's where I'm getting that covering of tracks. They're just kind of able to remain off the radar. But here we go, Ace of Wands. This is activity that picks up. And this is the Eight of Cups, where there is abandonment and of neglect. I feel like where there's been neglect. And neglect in that company, that Colonial pipeline company. So it sheds light on that, how they were able to do this. Quite literally, with the Two of Pentacles, to me this is totally playing with them and resources, causing a fluctuation, you know, in the market, and, you know, doing basically all the crap that they're doing. Having an effect in the world and being successful in their hijacking. I think they're used to doing this kind of behavior, this man. That he's kind of like the head of people that are hackers that can set this into place. Totally what I feel like. A King of Cups here. This is a different person with the Two of Wands. I feel like this could be somebody that's maybe within the or hired perhaps even in connection to Colonial Pipeline to look at how this was, you know, orchestrated, or there's something. The Hermit. So this is somebody, but maybe this is a private person looking at this. I don't know. But there will be, yeah. I feel like we're going to have King of Cups, that could even be Biden, ordering a greater, with these two major arcana, the Hermit and Justice, to figure out and trace this and bring this person to justice because they caused such a disruption. And that really pissed him off, actually, I see. He doesn't want this going on, yeah. Criminal conduct with that Five of Swords, where someone's bullying and holding people, creating a false shortage and all of this. It's not on with Biden's. Yeah, just, and greed, just so that they can feel satisfied that they pulled it off and that they get cushy pay out for it. This goes back to the past, somebody we're dealing with from a past. And it's going to, this will be, I think, when it comes through, and I think it does here, because I think Biden's team are going to be able to look to, and trace this person and bring them, bring an end. I do think he'll get somebody to look at this. And I think we'll have we'll be finding out some very interesting things about it. Page of Coins and Lovers. So yeah, especially tonight, again, I feel like with maybe the choice of the ransom, the Bitcoin or whatever, the currency, there's just something I feel like that gets them in trouble. Yeah, the Ace of Swords, it's so stand out, it's so clear, or there's something clarification. And we have the Knight of Swords. So I feel like they're not going to let this one go. This isn't going to be one of those things that kind of just goes quietly. I feel like we're going to get feds in on this. Yeah, Temperance, bringing in balance for the public. It's because it's not right to do this to the public. And I feel like, so look for, I think, possibly and likely Biden to say that will be getting looked into and investigated. And it looks like they're going to be able to figure it out and how to, especially to prevent it in the future. I think they'll be able to link it back to people involved in that kind of activity. I do. It just shows that this Colonial pipeline did not have enough security in place, for sure. And they exposed, this person was able to expose, or these people were able to expose it. So that is my reading on the Colonial pipeline gas ransomware. And if you appreciate this content, please make sure that you do like and subscribe and share. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.